After hanging up the phone, I looked around the hotel banquet hall filled with celebratory decorations, and a hint of irony flashed in my eyes. The guests had all left, and both Timothy Lewis and Christopher Spencer still hadn't returned. I thought back to 5 years ago when my biological parents found me. The DNA results revealed that I was the daughter of a wealthy family in the capital, the Kingsley family. "I am sorry, sweetheart. You've suffered so much all these years," my biological mother, Beatrice Sinclair, said, her eyes soft with a touch of affection. "We'll make sure you become an outstanding heiress and give you a bright future," said Dominic Kingsley, my biological father. "Would you like to return to the Kingsley family?" I looked at the couple in front of me, and a complicated expression crossed my face. That I had grown up in an orphanage, but I never felt like I lacked love. That I had Timothy and Christopher, who had been by my side since childhood. So, 3 years ago, I firmly rejected the idea of returning to the Kingsley family. The high society world was one where a person was never truly free, and I didn't want to become a scheming, calculating heiress. Even more so, I didn't want to become a sacrificial pawn in an arranged marriage. "Sweetheart, I know this is difficult for you," Beatrice said softly. "We respect your choice, and we hope you'll live happily. Your grandfather made a promise with the Sanford family's head many years ago, a betrothal agreement. If we ever had a daughter, I suppose it's for the best," Dominic said. "Of course, if you want to come home, to be a part of our family and share in the responsibilities of our family's legacy, the door will always be open to you." I had long considered Timothy, who had grown up alongside me in the orphanage, as my brother and my family. How could I abandon him? Reluctantly, the Kingsley couple left. It was hard to blame them for their reluctance, as I was their flesh and blood. Over the years, I knew that Lewis Group had been able to rise to prominence in part because of the behind-the-scenes support from my biological family. However, the family and the lover I had chosen myself abandoned me when I needed them most. Time passed, minute by minute, and the various stares from the hotel staff weighed on me. Yet they still didn't return. I dialed their numbers again and again. Finally, the phone was picked up, and Christopher's irritated voice came through the line. "Helena Kingsley, the wedding can happen any time. Bella's health was bad, and it got worse when she went abroad. Can't you just let her be?" I was about to speak when Timothy grabbed the phone. "Lena, stop making a scene. Bella's situation is different from yours. The only family she had left is gone, and she's all alone in this world. Now that she's sick, she needs her family with her. We'll cancel the wedding for now and hold it later." I stood there, facing the different gazes of the guests, and cleaned up this mess. It wasn't long before Isabella updated her social media. "No matter when or how far, you both always come running to me. I'll always be the princess you pamper." My wedding ring, along with the high-end custom dress I had planned to wear for the ceremony, was now given to her by Timothy and Christopher as a welcome home gift. At that moment, I couldn't convince myself anymore that I knew it was over for good. "My dear, have you really thought this through?" The Kingsley couple's voices on the phone still held disbelief. 3 years ago, I had firmly told them that I couldn't bear a marriage without love. Going back to the Kingsley family meant sacrificing my own happiness. Marrying someone carefully chosen by the family was the best choice for both families. Beatrice sighed, then said seriously, "Don't worry, even in an arranged marriage, you'll always be our daughter." I stared out at the darkening sky and wiped my tears. "Dad, Mom, I still need about a week to finish wrapping up things here." "All right, take your time. And be sure to say a proper goodbye to your adoptive brothers. You don't have to worry about the wedding. We'll take care of everything for you. Whatever happens, the Kingsley family will always be your support." My eyes welled up. Timothy and Christopher had said the same thing to me once. "Lena, don't be afraid. From now on, we're your family. We'll always be by your side." The orphanage director, Mia Lane, smiled as she looked at them. "You boys better take care of your sister. Be men of your word." Christopher had looked at me, his face flushed with embarrassment. "I don't want to be her brother. I'm going to marry Lena when we grow up." From that day on, I was deeply touched by their sincere affection. Timothy took care of me like an older brother, and whenever Christopher had something nice, he would immediately think of me and bring it to me. They were my family and my lover. So even when my biological parents found me, I didn't tell them. True loyalty in high society was rare, and there was always so much drama. This simple, warm happiness made it hard for me to leave them behind. But it wasn't until Isabella showed up that I realized how terribly wrong I had been. Isabella was the daughter of Olivia Smith, the family's maid. She had lost her father at a young age. Olivia also passed away from illness 2 years ago. At Christmas, feeling sorry for Isabella being all alone, we invited her to spend the holiday with us. After that, she started spending more and more time at our house. She also grew increasingly close to my brothers and my fiancé. One day, I subtly reminded her that Christopher and I were about to get married, hoping she would keep some distance. But instead of a response, she left behind a letter and went abroad by herself. The letter was filled with expressions of envy toward me and reluctance to part with everyone. Christopher immediately turned cold toward me. "You really can't tolerate anyone, can you?" Timothy, who had always looked after me, was also deeply disappointed. "Helena, you're so selfish." They firmly believed that Isabella needed love more than I did, so they gave all their affection to her. This wedding had been my dream since I was a child. The wedding dress, the ring, even the pattern on the invitations. I had designed them all myself. I couldn't help but close my eyes. I stood alone, facing the stares of everyone at the wedding, and the calm composure I once had finally crumbled. What's going on? This is the first time I've seen a wedding get cancelled halfway. Did the groom run off? Why did the bride's brother leave too? Who knows? If even her own family abandons her, she must have done something shameful and unforgivable. Just look at her face, she doesn't look trustworthy. A tidal wave of slander came rushing at me. And those two men, the ones who promised to always protect me, at that moment, became two sharp knives stabbing straight into my heart.